Hello, my name is William Brown, a music production student at Full Sail University. Today I am interviewing sequential artist Willie Smith. Well, for me as a comic book artist, the role in my visuals is to tell a story. So much so that the text and dialogue are not needed in order for the reader to understand what's happening on the page. The text and dialogue are definitely necessary, but even without them, the reader should still be able to follow the story simply through the pictures. From a personal standpoint, I believe visual arts can provide social commentary on current events in today's society. I enjoy using my own characters from my comics to help spread the word or message of things that concern me. People are more likely to listen to a cute drawing than some random dude who draws. For me personally, it's definitely a positive. It's an easy way to build an audience and to also gauge what people and potential customers of your work are most likely to purchase in person. For example, whenever I post a drawing on Facebook or Twitter, I immediately know if it's connecting with people simply by the reaction time and the quantity of reactions they get. If a drawing gets at least 50 to 20 likes within an hour, then it's a keeper. If I post a drawing and within an hour it only has 2 to 3 likes, then I know it's time to go back to the drawing board, literally. The use of female characters as simply as sex symbols is something I tend to see all the time, and it annoys me. I never understood why some artists design female superheroes in these lingerie-type outfits that are clearly not meant to be worn in combat, and some of the artists even have their female characters wearing high heels. If you ever had the misfortune or pleasure of seeing two women fight at a social event, the first thing they do before they fight is take off their heels. So if two girls in a bar drunk won't fight in heels, then shouldn't a female who has to lift a car not be in heels? There are so many artists who have influenced me, but there's one artist that I always go back to study. It's Calvin and Hobbes creator Bill Watterson. My favorite style of art is traditional. I enjoy seeing art that's done mostly on paper with pencils, pens, inks, markers, or paints. I like the hands-on look that traditional art tends to have. And Bill Watterson's Calvin and Hobbes was all done traditionally with just pencils, inks, and watercolor paints. I love the fact that after all these years, with all of the computer-generated art that's out there, the artwork of Bill Watterson's Calvin and Hobbes still holds up to this day. In the comic book industry, I guess the famous artworks would be the works of guys like Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, Will Eisner, and several others. These gentlemen are credited for helping lay down the foundation of what comics are today. So I spent a lot of time listening to interviews of them and soaking in their knowledge. One thing I learned from the legendary comic artist Will Eisner was to approach each comic page as a song. For me, having had a musical background, that definitely connected. Drawing a comic is no different than writing music. Every panel, every page, every story in general should have ups and downs and crescendos and decrescendos like an orchestra piece. When you hear the Star Wars theme by John Williams, you can't help but poke out your chest a bit and walk with a little more confidence. You can do the exact opposite when the Empire March, the music that plays for Darth Vader, starts to play. You feel a little more dark, a little more evil and menacing. With drawing comics, you have to do the same. You just simply switch out the notes and key signatures for body language, mood, and atmosphere.